And we are live. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Wikid Weekend podcast. I'm your co-host, Michael, as always, with co-host Matt joining me.
How we
Matt,
doing?
welcome.
Hey guys.
And we have our creator with us, Matt, as well. We have two Matts in the building, three M's, triple threat, ready to go. How's it going,
Oh
guys?
God.
It's a very confusing combination, but
Yep.
it'll
But
work.
it works. It works. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping in with us. We're doing a little weekend podcast here. Nothing too big, just a few creators here. May have a few more people jumping in throughout the stream. I think Nana's going to join us, and maybe some other people later in the second hour. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And playing it pretty casual, but we'll keep you updated. As always, thank you for watching live, and if you're watching on the replay, we appreciate that as well. And thanks, guys. This time I'm outside in my front yard here. Beautiful day with this sun shining and the birds whistling. And that's what I'm doing. What are you guys up to today?
What that sound was.
But I've just been enjoying my day off. How about you guys? What have you guys been up to today?
I'll let Matt
Been
go.
Mostly working.
Yeah, today's not your day off, is it?
Not really. Is there ever a day off for a career though?
Not 100%.
Exactly.
Very true. Always working on something, huh?
Yep. And why not?
Very true, man. Very true. By the way, if my gardeners become a nuisance, you'll let me know. I'll go and vacate these premises.
Okay.
But
there shouldn't be any problems.
thank you, appreciate it. But well, that's good. I know Matt B here. I know you were also working today, I think, right?
Yeah, I worked in the morning from like 9 to 1 or something like that, but even after that, I had to take care of a few things. So for me, I'm finally just now starting to sit down and really start to relax.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. What do you got going on today? You got any plans?
Me myself, art and shopping, probably.
Nice, man. Oh shit.
Everything okay?
Sorry, my mic fell out there.
Not a problem. What about you, Matt Trent?
Just relaxing for now. Good thing to do with while on a podcast.
Yeah, it really take you, especially since you're always, like you said, you're always trying to find new stuff to do. It's like this is your one break, true break. You're not doing any creating. You're not working at you know what I mean.
At job, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been I think are you a fan of Wheel Time, Matt, or have you ever read that or gotten into those series?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the audiobook for the first one because the TV show's coming out, and I wanted to listen to the book before the show comes out.
It's probably gonna be different.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I mean, they're gonna have to condense a lot, from my understanding, because the book is the first book alone is like a 30-hour audio book.
Well, that's normal for a full book.
I don't know. That's a little like I my usual books that I get on Audible are more like 10 to 15 hours, or like maybe half that usually. But I don't read a lot of fantasy books, so.
Well, the thing is that you have to also consider that a lot of that time is also talking about what the location looks like, what the characters look like.
Oh no, I think it's awesome. I love it. I was talking to Zach about this. I of all the fantasy writers, I find myself gravitating towards Jordan Peterson's writing. I really like
Jordan
it.
Peterson?
Oh shoot, did I say his name wrong? Oh shoot, Robert Jordan. Robert Jordan.
Yes.
Fuck, that's a completely
Jordan
different person.
Peterson is he's a psychologist slash
Oh yeah.
philosopher. So.
Oops,
I
my
mean,
bad.
who could forget Robert Jordan's famous quote, "Go clean your room."
Everybody knows it. Oh, that's funny, dude. No, I meant you're right. I meant Robert Jordan. I like his. It's like it's a more modern. It's a little more crisp. It's I don't know. It flows really well. I get why people prefer Tolkien, but I'm enjoying the Wheel of Time so far. It's pretty awesome, man. So I highly recommend it if people haven't checked it out. I know they have a comic book of the first couple books. Like they have a graphic novel of maybe the first 2 books,
Yeah.
but then they stopped
Interesting
after a
enough
while.
that it's also interesting that Mike S. Miller did the artwork for New Spring, and I have to say he's really good on fantasy art.
Yeah, I read that one. It was actually pretty good. It was very epic, very well rendered art.
Yeah. Although it was, and there was a very jarring change of art near the end.
Was it a different artist or something?
Yeah.
Mm.
It went on. I don't know what happened, whether or not they decided to. The reason why Mike S. Miller didn't finish it up, whether or not it was because he had other commitments due to DC, or they wanted just to use the art they wanted to use for the rest of the series. But it was a very odd thing for them to do.
Yeah, that is weird, especially right at the end like that. Seems like that would kind of take you out of it.
But from what I've read about the production, it was also very troubled, where the last few issues did not come out on time.
I wonder if that's if the production behind the scenes stuff is what ended up why it ended up not finishing the whole series.
Oh well, Robert Jordan had his outline done for it.
But I mean, for the comic book stuff, for particular, I wonder why they never finished the comic books.
It's probably because it didn't sell all that well.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. It doesn't have quite as much name recognition as Lord of the Rings, something like that.
Or even Game of Thrones.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that Lord of the Rings does not have any comic book adaptation. The only adaptations there has been is for The Hobbit.
They have a comic book for The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It's very interesting with how they did the artwork for it too. Because it looks very much like an old style art.
Kind of like storybook art, or
yeah, something like that. It looks nothing like the world described in Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movies, but it goes more based off of what Tolkien put down.
I could see that. Because with films and everything, there's I would say there's more of what appeals more to the eyes rather than trying to remain closer to the depiction of what the person wanted.
Although Gandalf definitely looks like Gandalf.
When was it made?
I'm looking it up, but there's only one consistent character in it, and that, in terms of artwork, how he's depicted, and that's Gandalf. Huh. Chuck Dixon wrote it.
What?
It
That's
was
weird.
Funny.
it was
What a small world.
adapted in 1989.
Wow. Huh. That's pretty funny, dude.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get us. I would still like to get like some sort of animated Silmarillion. Like I feel like an animated movie of that would be perfect. Or like a series,
Honestly,
maybe.
In the 70s or something like that, they did have an animated series for the Fellowship of the, not a series, but an
well,
animated movie for the
well,
Fellowship of the Rings.
here's the problem with that. It's all about the rights.
Hmm.
And the Tolkien estate is very unfriendly towards entertainment.
Adaptations.
Yeah. Christopher Tolkien hated the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
He did?
Yeah, the movies.
Why?
Because he felt like they dumbed down the story to make it appeal for action movies goers.
Isn't that kind of what you have to do when you make a movie?
Not so much, because you can have success without dumbing it down.
Yeah, there is artistic liberties, but there's a difference between like
I
dumbing it
guess.
down and using artistic liberties.
Well, and also there's a difference between dumbing it down and making it more mainstream and palatable for a wider audience. I think that those are two different things. You know, I don't think it's fair to just necessarily say that they dumbed it down just because they tried to make it more mainstream.
Well, they made. I can tell you that they made a lot of changes to the characters.
What?
Such as,
see
did you know that Frodo is actually in his 50s?
Really?
Yep.
Oh shit! No,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
even
What? Frodo is?
Argon
Not Bilbo,
Argon
but
was
Frodo?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. That blows my mind, man.
Bilbo is 111.
Well, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Well, you know that because it starts off his birthday.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point. In the movie, is he that old? Because I know they have his birthday in the movie, like
They don't.
extended edition.
Well, with Frodo, they don't talk about it.
Okay, so
So,
it's yeah, okay, interesting.
you know,
Because he couldn't be 115 years old. Well, I guess he could, but he would have had to have Frodo when he was like 80 or 90 or something, right?
actually, Frodo is his nephew.
Oh, that's right. God dang it! I gotta rewatch those movies or read the book. Something, man. It's probably been quite a few minutes since I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
Um, yes, that makes more sense. Nephew, yeah, that feels right. Who's Frodo's parents? Are they get killed by orcs or something?
you know what's funny?
Huh?
Well, they probably died, but he never lingers on that. But his father's name is Drogo.
Really?
Yeah,
My God.
What's his father's name?
Drogo.
Like Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I wonder where Martin got that name from.
No, Cal. I mean, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's funny, dude.
Mhm.
But it is weird that Frodo doesn't really seem to be all that tripped up about it. He never brings him up, never talks about him.
It's probably just the way the hobbits were. You know,
Yeah.
they
Mm,
mainly seem carefree, like,
simple
oh,
folks
they stopped
for simple
moving.
lives.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
based on what I've seen from Tolkien's letters
Uh-huh.
that were published, the hobbits were his ideal society.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you don't worry about money too much. You got good food, you got good living in the countryside. That's all that's needed for
I guess,
happiness.
but I guess, yeah, and I guess in that sense, if you've lived a full life with a full happy life, but by that time when you pass on, that's not necessarily a sad thing. So maybe he's just not. Maybe they live full lives. We don't know if they were killed or something. It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to be a tragic end.
And he had a very generous uncle who took him in.
Yeah, that's funny. It's really interesting. I never really thought about it before. Wow. Yeah, that's a good series. Still think the Lord of the Rings movies are better than The Hobbit, but I'm sure that most people do on that front.
Well, The Hobbit was made to be more of a children's book, so they had to take more liberties with it. And
To make it fit with the movies, I guess.
yeah, and Christopher Tolkien didn't think of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings as being in the same world.
Really?
Yeah, when he did the history of Middle Earth, he left
Hmm.
out stuff on The Hobbit, with the exception of certain points of certain chapters that Tolkien
Mm.
wrote after a book's publication to make it fit into with Lord of the
Ah.
Rings. But
Oh, really?
he also wrote a series called The History of the Hobbit as a
Uh-huh.
separate work.
Well, that's interesting. So
Yep.
did he adapt it to make it fit in more with the Lord of the Rings once it became more popular?
No, he just did it because it's set in the same world, so he might as well.
He just wanted it to be more cohesive and connected.
Yep. I read that Tolkien was so he he kept an eye out for any kind of discontinuity, any kind of issues with continuity, such as to the point he went as far as to the point to say they had to rewrite a chapter because the moon was not in the right place where it should be in the lunar cycle.
Oh, geez. Oh, that's pretty detailed, man.
Tolkien
I guess
was
there's a reason, yeah, his world stays so popular to this day, huh?
yeah, and that's the thing I think that a lot of people these days don't seem to understand when it comes to
Mm,
entertainment is that people want continuity.
true. I mean, it's very true. And world building, and people like to bash on Tolkien for being wordy or whatnot, but I think part of that was just be like you said, he's building this huge world, and with a bunch of with this canon in place. Not
George
only
R. R.
that, but
Martin is worse.
well, George R. R. Martin's worse, but only because I feel like Tolkien did it so much better. Like, I mean, obviously with the Silmarillion, he's got thousands of years from the beginning of the creation of the universe. You can go back and you can see the history of this world unfold. I don't think. I mean, I know George R. R. Martin had his histories, but I don't feel like they were quite as complex.
And all these works were initially written as not to be in the same world initially. The
Which
reason why
was,
the Silmarillion wasn't
oh
completed
really?
was because Tolkien was trying to figure out a way to have how to have Galadriel fit into this world at that time.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's pretty expensive. Like I haven't nearly gotten too far in the Silmarillion, but I read like some of the beginning parts, and it starts off with like a creation myth, and it's like I was like, whoa, dude, this is crazy shit right here. Like this has nothing to do with what we'll end up seeing. Well, not maybe not nothing, but actually, I wouldn't say nothing at all. It has a lot to do with it, but it's just interesting, like the way that he's even gone so far as to say like, okay, this is how the universe started. Like
Yeah.
that's depth, man. Like wow. Huh?
Well, if there's anything that has to be said about what Tolkien was making, he wasn't making fantasy, he was making mythology.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, the
And one
fantasy
of the,
came second to the mythology.
well, the thing about Tolkien was that he was always he did not like how the British mythologies were wiped away by Roman rule. So he decided to make his own.
Hmm, that's interesting.
Yep.
I mean, I've always heard and even thought that it would actually be a pretty good idea because when a lot of people kind of compared the maps of what he did for Middle Earth and everything, it kind of showed like a lot of like parallel, I wouldn't say parallels, but correlations with like spots in Europe and everything. So a lot of people were thinking that he was kind of talking about World War II because he had gone through it and everything, and it was a huge impact on the world that if you were to look at it at a mythological time and what happened, it would fit pretty well, and it's like I could see that. That kind of not necessarily kind of makes sense, but from a creator standpoint, that would be pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see that. Yeah.
but I think if he was going to do something that was an allegory to World War One, it'd probably be it probably wouldn't have fit his experiences because much of his experience with World War One didn't really have much to do with fighting. As when he got to the Somme, he ended up getting really sick.
Hmm.
Uh, to the point where he was considered disabled and sent back to England, where he actually managed to survive, be one of the few survivors of his battalion that was destroyed the month after.
That's interesting. Yeah, I do wonder though if like even if it wasn't necessarily from his own direct experiences, I wonder if it could because I mean the whole idea of like the Battle of the Five Armies or like certain things of the different way the wars go. I mean, it definitely does feel like he is writing about global conflicts.
And
Whether or not
I
that's
personally
conscious
think
or
that
not, I
that's
don't know.
mainly what he was kind of talking about. Not necessarily, I wouldn't say like this is his like metaphor or whatever within Lord of the Rings, but it seems to bring in the whole fact of giant alliances through what we would consider either different races or that could be in
Different
terms
countries.
of different countries or different cultures coming together to fight this one main evil, the one ring
Right, that is
Sauron,
true.
in a sense.
With
So
his massive
I
armies
could
and he's going around and he's hurting people and he's enslaving
exactly in
people and
his alliances and stuff
Yeah.
like that. His
Dude,
sphere of influence is.
yeah, I mean, even like
I
I said,
see
even if it's
that.
subconscious, I could see it being there on a certain level, you know.
I
I
mean, he
think,
could easily have been talking about the time of the Three Kingdoms, with
yeah.
China.
True. Yeah, there's a
So,
lot of
Well,
history that could be drawn from.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure, and I'm sure, yeah, there's
oh
probably
yeah.
elements of a lot of them thrown in there, probably.
But, so the funny thing is that there's only one story that he actually confirmed is based more upon him and his wife, which is the story of Bran and Luthien from that was in the Silmarillion.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
they were buried with those names too.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Yep. But he wrote that story because it was during a time that he wasn't allowed to be in a relationship with her due to his academic work.
Huh. Like it
He
was just
was
too busy.
well. The priest that took him and his brother in said that I was rather strict about it. Could
Hmm.
not date during school, and it was one of those things that Tolkien wanted to rebel against, but knew that the priest had Tolkien's best interest in mind. So, what is actually interesting about that is when Tolkien finally contacted the woman he loved, he found out that she was to be engaged to be married.
Hmm.
But after sending that letter to her, she broke off the engagement and decided that life would be better with him.
Oh wow, that's wild, man. It's like
They,
a true movie love story.
yeah, that was butchered in the
Uh,
Tolkien movie.
that's funny. I never saw that movie.
That
wait,
probably if there's ever
did
a
they ever make
movie,
a movie of that?
Yeah, it was like his time in World War One and stuff, and other stuff. I guess I don't really know.
the World War One segment was purely fictional for the trailers.
I was gonna say that the trailers were all about that World War One segment. That was all the trailers talked about.
If I was smart, if I was the one that was involved in the project, I would say, okay, I'm going to give the Tolkien estate this much. I'm going to negotiate with the Tolkien estate for the rights to for Beren and Luthien. Have it be something of a romantic story where it's about J.R. Tolkien's relationship with his future wife. And on the side, we see the story of Brian and Luthien, and they're both playing side by side.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Maybe
Yeah, okay.
have Tolkien write it.
Right,
I
he's like
write
writing
throughout the
it.
movie. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, man. Yeah, that'd be a dope. That's a dope premise. I like that. That
Mhm.
sounds pretty fun, actually. Because you're going back from the real world to the fictional world, and you can see the parallels between the two. And yeah, I feel like that would be a good movie. I'm guessing that's not what they did.
Basically, the World War I segment was a claim that Lord of the Rings was an allegory for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, like kind of like what Matt was saying. It says,
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say I don't know if that was ever true, but I could see it. It can make a lot of sense because that was the worst thing that most people have ever seen in the eyes of the modern world. I mean, there's been a lot of bloody battles throughout history.
been no World War since those first two.
Well,
Yeah, but that
Thank
was the
God.
first real modern,
Oh, definitely. No, I
like
mean they at the
biggest
beginning
war
they
in a
called
sense.
they
So it's
called it
like,
the
oh,
Great
okay,
War. Back then they didn't
exactly.
call it World War One. It was just the Great War.
Yeah, they didn't
Tolkien
expect the
lost two
second
of his
one to
closest
happen.
friends there.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that would mess you up.
Yeah.
Oh
No?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
And his remaining friend, they drifted apart
Hmm.
because of their experiences.
Looks like we got a Neostar in the chat.
Hey, Neostar.
What's up,
How we
dude? How's it
doing?
going? He's asking. He says, "So what's going on tonight?" Dogs are barking. That's what's going on.
Yep.
What's going on? That's a good question. I think I'm gonna watch The Fast and the Furious tonight in 4K. I got the 20th anniversary Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, and I'm a sucker. I'll preach those movies to the end of my times. I say those are my guilty pleasure because they're
I will
totally
say,
cheesy and ridiculous, but I love them.
I saw the tweet that you made about them using
Yeah,
basically like anime physics, and I was
dude.
like manga like logic, and I was like,
Uh
that
huh.
kind of makes sense because even for action
Right?
movies, they're extremely over the top. So it's kind of
Exactly,
like
dude.
I could
The,
I can kind of see that. I
it's
can kind
hilarious
of
that you
see
bring that
that.
up because there's so many points where I'm like, okay, the Fast and the Furious is basically anime. All started with, like you said, the over the top action, but then you also have the enemies always become their allies. That's a huge anime trope where they're like, you watch a lot of anime and they'll take the enemy and make it an ally, and they do that every movie they've been doing, like the last 5 movies.
That is
And
so true.
then all the characters, they always end up like winning in the end. They go through it's like a shonen anime, like where they get knocked down but they end up winning in the end. And so I always feel like it's like, yeah, dude, it totally operates on anime
Maybe a
logic.
little bit of shoujo in the middle as well. There's always a romance as well.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, really. So yeah, totally, dude. Like, and then they got over the top, like you said, over the top action and crazy scenes with cars and physics, and people can get hurt, like slammed into walls, and they keep going, and or like in Sean Hobbs, he like The Rock holds he with his 2 arms, he holds a helicopter with one arm and a car with the other one. He holds the helicopter down.
Wait,
So yeah, dude. Like the helicopter's
what?
trying to escape,
Really?
and he grabs the front of a car that's driving. He grabs the fucking like the landing gear on the helicopter, and for like 5 seconds he's able to hold it back down from leaving.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
basically
that
superheroes at this
has to
point.
be, to me, that sounds like main character powers and or
All
manga logic.
of the above, man. So yeah, I love
Maybe
those movies.
maybe in a sense they're necessarily satire movies now, in a sense.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, it's interesting.
Not like parodies for funny, haha, but like pointing out the ridiculousness of these things.
Well, yeah, I
How
mean,
they have
it
to
pretty
keep
much just
getting
embraced
more
it
and
because,
more over the top.
yeah, I think the new one they're gonna, excuse me, they're gonna even go to space. I think that's what's been,
Jesus.
yeah, dude. And so yeah, I think they've just totally embraced it, and they're like, dude, we know what we are. And it's crazy because it started off as a heist movie, purely stealing cars, and now it's a fucking superhero movie, saving the world, bad guys, technology. Like it's so wild. So yeah, man.
Man, that is really nuts.
They're kind of. It seems like they're also taking the
Yeah.
GTA Online kind of thing too, because that's been going crazy with all the new stuff they've been adding to that world. Which you got
Maybe
this
they've been
modern-looking
collaborating.
world, and you get hover cars, jetpacks, laser guns.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking amazing, isn't it?
Man, I haven't played GTA in a long time. I've been
Real-
really addicted to
real-
No Man's Sky.
Real quick before you get in, I just wanted to say last night on this thing. I just Neostar says, "Wait, The Rock pulls a Captain America." Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Jeez.
Oh, why not?
Right? But sorry, yes. Go ahead. You were saying you've been playing a lot. What now, Matt?
Me, I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky.
Oh, really? You've been getting
Yeah.
into that, huh? How you liking it, man?
Yeah. It's been really fun. It's been really fun.
Damn,
Like,
dude, I gotta
actually
try that
found
out
a
sometime.
creature that's called like a Velociraptor or something like that. It's basically a Velociraptor, and I just basically made it my companion. So now I can start genetically breeding bigger and stronger ones.
Damn, dude, I've never played that game, but I have heard a lot of good stuff about it. That it's gotten a lot better over the years.
Yeah, it's gotten way better over the years. Like
That's awesome, man.
From what I understand is that when it first came out, there was a lot of hype. I even remember a lot of the hype too, and then totally nothing of what they said it would be. Everybody was pissed, stopped playing the game, and then within 6 months, like a year, 6 months to a year, the team of who made it basically just came out with this huge update, fixed a lot of the stuff. Everybody started loving it, and now it's on the rise.
Damn, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. I'll have to give it a try sometime. I love the premise because I really wanted to. I want to play like a game, kind of like Star Citizen, where you can fly around a galaxy and go from planet to planet and have that seamless kind of experience. You know.
A lot of it is seamless, but it's. I wouldn't say it's fully supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are certain things
How do you
that I
mean?
wish you could do a little bit better. Like you and your friends can't have the same freighter as a group. Like they can't pull up there.
What?
While
What do you
yours
mean?
is in the same system. Each
What's a
person can
freighter?
have their own freight. Like a giant starship.
It's a cargo
goes-
ship.
Yeah.
Can you
cargo
have
ship.
like multiple ships though? You know what I mean? Hmm.
You have one capital ship basically, which is your, in a sense, your mothership, and then there are a few smaller ships. On my main, I have 10 right now. I don't know if that's the max. I think it is, but I'm not sure. But other than that, you can have like up to 7 or 8 personal ships.
Okay, interesting. So it's kind of like it's similar starring, but not as many ship options, maybe.
I don't
I
know
said
too much
starring,
about
didn't I?
Star
Did I say
Yes,
starring?
but yeah, but I don't know too much about Starship Citizen.
Now, fuck, we're all doing it now. Oh shit! that's
Right
funny.
now, Star Citizen is probably better known for Squadron 42 with its star-filled cast of characters.
Is that even coming out,
one of
man?
the things that I've heard.
It's coming out. I think it's going to be very. It's very slow. They've got a lot of ambitious things that they want to do.
I want to play it, but hey, you know what? I'll wait as long as they put it out. Eventually, I'll wait because it's better than them trying to put it out now and do them pulling a Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and basically with No Man's Sky, but No Man's
Well,
Sky
that's
did
what
the
I'm
right
thinking.
thing by
Could
just apologizing after coming out with
do
some
you think
better stuff and being like,
Cyberpunk
"Hey, we
could?
made a real fuck up."
Do you think Cyberpunk could fix their mistakes, like
Yeah.
and make a good game?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Every company can if they actually just sit down and do it. That's the whole thing. If they're actually dedicated to making the game that they promised it would be, then yeah, they really could. That's why a
I
lot of
hope they
people are a
can, man.
little upset
Yeah.
at BioWare because BioWare said that they would, or is it Bungie? Um,
BioWare.
one of those two, BioWare, because they promised that they would fix their game and they basically abandoned it.
Yep. Actually, they did it for both Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem.
Oh yeah, remember Anthem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it seems like Respawn's getting a little bit of a shit show too, because one, people are kind of finding out that they're kind of getting a little scammed with the skins on Apex, and I this is just conjecture for that. That's what I've just been hearing around, and personally I see on the sales. My personal opinion, not actual proven fact, but also even with you can say with Titanfall, there's like these hackers that are starting to DDoS the servers and everything. So it basically makes it unplayable. And with Titanfall 1, you can't even really play multiplayer at all. Titanfall 2, it's starting to happen to them. A lot of people are being thrown out of their game and like nothing's being done.
What do you mean?
Well, basically, like on how like when your game starts freezing when you're online and you can't move anywhere and like nothing happens and it glitches out and then just makes it to where you can't even join a game
Not
as if your
really.
internet's been shut off.
Not exactly. No.
Oh wow. Okay, so pretty much it just makes the server unplayable where
Huh.
nobody can join a game, nobody can play a game.
Weird, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude. And that's an Apex?
Not Apex, but it's coming from that company with one of
Oh,
their other
Titanfall?
games. Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I haven't really experienced that. I've like on Call of Duty, I'll get a dropped game every now and then, but not like one where I can't get into a game.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's crazy. I bought a new skin on Call of Duty. It's a Die Hard skin, John McClane. They're doing
Oh
an
yeah,
80s
they're doing like
action
an
heroes.
action heroes and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
They got Rambo
I mean,
too.
yeah, I saw a commercial for Rambo and I was like, wait, is Rambo getting a game? Or is this a commercial for Mortal Kombat? And then I saw Call of Duty and I was like, oh,
That's hilarious,
interesting.
dude. Yeah, it's fun. I got the Nakatomi Plaza security assault rifle, and I got my John McClane guy, and he goes around. He goes he'll shoot off lines from the movie while you're playing the game, and
Hmm.
it's fucking
Did they
hilarious,
actually
dude.
get Bruce Willis to do it
I
or
think they
no?
just took clips from the movie. Like it sounds like it's literally ripped right from the movie. At one point, like if you start doing bad, he goes, "Come on, John, what are you doing?" And something another one says something like welcome to the show, or that it was a great show, or I can't remember what he says exactly, but
I can see how some of those can work, but I can honestly think that a lot of them would probably be taken out of context most of the time.
no, that's the thing, they're actually really good. I was thinking today, they all, because all the characters say stuff, even like the original characters, and
Mm-hmm.
they're very context sensitive. So like it's all about what's happening to your character. Like there's like explosions going off, or gunfights, or you kill someone, or there's different. They're very context sensitive. So it actually kind of adds some flavor to multiplayer. It's kind of cool. I appreciate it.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm.
That's good.
But yeah, no, the skin's fun, and they added Nakatomi Plaza to the Warzone, the
Mm-hmm.
the which is their what do you call it again? What's that game mode called?
I don't really battle
It's
royale.
Battle Royale. Yeah. It's their version of Battle Royale. And they also have apparently they have like POW camps from the Rambo movies.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun.
Well,
But
pretty
another
soon they'll do
gaming news.
Terminator and
Oh, that'd be
Predator.
dope, dude. Ooh, that'd be dope. Man. Ooh, can you run around as a predator in there? People are like, what the fuck's that shit, man? But oh shit, what was I gonna say? Oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Uh, oh well.
Well, I was just thinking of space. How's Mechanic Chronicles coming along?
Yeah, man.
Oh, pretty good. I haven't worked on any pages yet because Travis wants to get started as soon as the funding goes through, as well as finish up another project before undertaking this one.
He wants to get it out of the way first.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I can see
Mhm.
that.
I gotta say that I should expect the Indiegogo cat money coming in maybe a couple more days. I've just got an email for that. Not certain about Kickstarter yet, but it should be coming soon.
Very nice, man.
Yep.
I guess are they taking their sweet time with it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did we lose him?
It looks like it.
Guess he got
Oof.
impatient. He was tired of waiting. He's like, I'm out of here, man. I just can't wait any longer. I gotta get that. Gotta get that money,
Gotta
man.
make a call.
I gotta make a call to Indiegogo real quick. Kickstarter. That's funny, man. Maybe he'll jump back in here.
Well,
I do remember what I was gonna say, bro. I remember what I was gonna say.
okay.
There's a dope new. I was gonna say, speaking of video games, there's a really cool new Dungeons and Dragons video game coming out like in a month or two. It's four co-op 4-player game. It looks fucking cool, man.
Is it like Baldur's Gate? Because I've heard that they're remaking Baldur's Gate, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't know what it's called.
Or like
What is
Icewind
it?
Dale or something like that. I don't know. Those are all rumors though. Or I could just be thinking wrong.
I'll have to look it up. I can't find it now.
Of course.
Have you heard of it, Matt?
Heard of what?
There's a like a new I saw an ad for a new D&D video game coming out next month.
No, I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh man, now I can't find anything. Oh, of course, it's Yahoo search. No one will find anything on Yahoo search.
It would.
You might have a better chance with Bing. Who knows?
Oh, it's called Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Okay.
It's a 4-player co-op game. It's coming out on PC. Looks fun, man. But were you in the middle of saying something there, Matt, when you cut out?
Where did I stop?
I'm not sure.
I think you were talking about mainly Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's usually the one that comes out later with the money.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think Kickstarter might have. It's longer because they're waiting for everyone to put to fix any kind of issues with their payment process and so on. So, unlike Indiegogo, where it's you back it and you pay for it there, you gotta wait for that.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Not something people necessarily think about when they first start the campaigns.
Yeah,
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, and we did pretty good with the payment stuff because they only had a few people have problems with their payment.
That's good.
Yep.
Nice, man. So when do you think you guys will get started then? Since I know you said you have a few other projects.
Probably next week.
Oh, nice. Very nice,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It'll be your second campaign, is that right? For crowdfunding,
Mechanic Chronicles?
or not just Mechanical Crawls, I just meant in general, like your second.
Oh, yeah. Second,
Mhm.
I'm all on my own.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty good success rate. You're racking up there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it definitely helps.
Hmm. Oh, definitely. I mean, it makes it. It shows that people can have confidence in that. When they back your stuff there.
Yeah, it also helps having a history of delivering. It might not be on time all the time, simply because of
Factors.
issues. I mean, last time we had COVID, and then as soon and the Rags campaign got their stuff in before us, so we had to wait for a severely weakened Kablam to get the thousands of comics from the Rags campaigns through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fine balance finding a printer that you like working with. Of course, we had to change our printer. Was it a year ago now? I think about a little over a year, maybe.
I believe so.
I don't think we'll probably be going back anytime soon. Not that he didn't do good work, but we're just really happy right now with what we were getting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then there's also what kind of damage could have happened to the printers during the COVID pandemic.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's tough, especially for the smaller printer companies.
Yeah, it just was. Last year was awful.
Yeah, you could say that again, man. I'm hopeful for this year to be much better. In fact, I'm really looking forward to the conventions, man.
Yeah, same here.
That's gonna be awesome, man.
Especially if all the. So not only will I have I'll probably have the Mythoverse comics on my table as well as Mechanic Chronicles and some whatever Wicked titles you guys can send me.
Wait, say that again?
When I go to conventions, I'll have 2 issues for of Mythics, 1 for Mechanic Chronicles,
Damn.
whatever all this other series for Mythoverse, and what titles you want me to sell at for Wikid as well.
That'll be a full table right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I'm hopeful we can even do some conventions all together at some point. I want to maybe I'm still thinking New Mexico will be our first joint venture with Cody. Probably next year we'll probably go out to New Mexico. But I'd like to get out to see a lot of you guys and go out to conventions with you guys. So New Mexico is
Yeah,
just a little bit closer than most of the rest of you.
I think that I think that you'll enjoy Yomicon
Where's that one at?
in Detroit, Michigan. It's in the
Uh-huh.
Renaissance Center.
Nice.
It's also the headquarters for GM. So, what's also in the hotel is this small museum of cars, which also includes the Camaro from the Transformers movies.
The yellow the bumblebee one.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that would
Autobot
definitely
symbol
be a
and
good
all.
time. What's that?
Autobot symbol and all.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a good time. I would love to do that. That'd be great. Are they? I'm assuming they're coming back next year and not this year.
I'm looking up right now because I'd like to know.
Yeah, I yeah, I'm really excited for conventions. I'd like to hit it back strong next year. Uh, go to at least 5 or 6, if not more. Oh damn! Look who it is in the chat. Oh damn! Oh, it's Ebi Canalis.
Oh, hey,
Look,
Ebi.
Ebi, welcome.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna be back this year since they haven't updated from 2020.
Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. Yeah, it's possible. It'll possibly be next year. I know
Yeah,
a few
20.
conventions are opening up this year, but I don't know. I'm not sure. It's still. It feels like a little too early for me, but I mean, I'd be down to go back to it. I'm already going to see movies and stuff, so
Oh
what do
yeah.
I care?
Well,
Mm,
2025 is gonna be their 20th anniversary.
That'd be cool. Yeah, no, that'd be a good one. That would be pretty dope.
Yep.
Hey Matt, you ready to get our trip? Start planning our trip to Detroit?
Ah, yeah, yeah. I think we got to start getting a little bit more out there instead of just California.
Hell
Yep.
yeah, dude.
There's also Marcy Comic Con, which
Nice.
was much smaller convention, but it got bigger at the moment that they got Stan Lee to go one year and William Shatner to go another year.
That's pretty cool. The Shatner. I heard he had in like wherever he goes, whenever he appears somewhere, he requires I believe it's a plate of shrimp. I want to say.
Well,
Uh,
in a
yeah.
way,
I mean, that's a really odd request, but
it's better than
you
what
never know.
some other actors ask for.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that was hilarious.
Well, I can't believe he's 90 years old.
Man, he's 90
Damn,
now.
Yep.
that's wild, man.
You see him on Twitter, and he tweets like a much younger man.
Ebi's says he's morbidly curious about Detroit. Maybe you can take him on a tour there, Matt.
It's no longer the murder capital of the country. That
That's
belongs
good.
to, that title belongs to Chicago.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder what's going on there.
You don't want to know.
Well, obviously not gun violence because they banned guns.
Wait, isn't that I can't remember where does the first Watch Dogs game take place? Is that in Chicago? Does anyone
I
know?
don't remember.
No.
Yeah,
Let me
I
look it up real
don't.
quick. Yeah, it's in Chicago. It's yeah, no wonder they chose that area. Perfect for a vigilante video game.
Just like in New York.
Maybe Watch Dogs knows something that we don't.
Yeah, man, there you go.
Maybe they're funding organized crime over there.
Well, Canal says he wants to see if it's like RoboCop in real life.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, that's true. There's no RoboCops running around. Other than that, yeah, it's exactly
it's also more ran down.
but the same level of violence and decrepit decay.
Houses are so cheap that you can start a business buying houses and then fixing them up to sell.
Well, isn't that come on, man? Isn't that what a lot of people do? Though, I mean, can't see that a lot of places, though.
Yeah, but there's so many rundown places that it's pretty much a ghost town in a way.
Oh wow, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I need to watch me some RoboCop, man. I've heard. I hate to admit, I haven't seen so many movies. I haven't seen RoboCop, and I've heard it's like crazy violent.
Well, it's one of those
Like the original
stories
one.
that I think Frank Miller was involved too.
It's a Paul Verhoeven movie, so yeah,
that's also a reason.
Yeah, that's.
You don't get violence like you
reason
get in
why
the
it's a
80s
little-
anymore, right, man?
But
I mean,
it's more the reflection of like what was going on in a sense, and like the fear or the view of like like huge multi-level corporations in a sense, like taking over cities and basically doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yep.
It's like the original Cyberpunk.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those viewpoints of like a modern day cyberpunk.
I'm losing my nerd cards or whatever you want to call 'em, my credentials here in the chat.
Let's be honest, you
All I
never had
gotta
one.
say is that if you watch RoboCop, don't watch the remake first.
Oh
Watch the
God, no.
original. The remake was okay. It was watchable, at least for remakes. Like me and my
I got
friends, like even to this day, like Dragon Ball Z, like just don't even watch the movie. Just don't even waste your time with it.
which one?
The live action of
Oh
Dragon
yeah,
Ball. Just don't even
yeah.
watch it, man. Just don't waste your time.
I never watched that one. I knew before it came out. I was like, no.
I watched it, but I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it long time afterwards because I always heard people talking mad shit about it. Then I finally watched it and I was like, "Yep, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I did not see this in theaters. I'm glad I could just tell people not don't
Huh?
watch it. Don't watch it." I will say though, the one good thing that came from that, people who have never seen Dragon Ball will probably be interested a little bit just to be like, okay, what's the fucking difference in this? Like, come on, people. And then they watch the difference and then they're like, oh, yeah, fuck that movie.
You know, I watched the honest trailer for Dragon Ball Evolution, and they had members of Team Four Star appear in as their characters, such as you have the Team Four Star voice actor for Goku going in there and he says in outrage that it's completely inaccurate. He never went to school.
That's true. That's true. Goku's never been to school in his life.
What does Goku need school for? He's the strongest person being alive.
And well, then they have Vegeta show up near the end, talk about how much of an outrage it is that the Prince of All Saiyans is not in it. Then he watches it and says, "Oh wait, never mind. Bullet dodged."
Wait, I'll have to check out RoboCop. I pull it up here on Amazon. Looks like you can rent it for $3 here, so I'll have to go watch it. Don't know why it listed as 2021, but
that might be the bad one.
I don't think so. It says here it's directed by Paul Verhoeven.
Okay.
It might be like a remaster kind of thing.
Or it could have been when it was uploaded to Amazon Prime.
Exactly.
Oh, that's probably it. I bet. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that's I always heard good things about it, so I'll have to check it out. Maybe they have it in 4K.
I mean, honestly, I remember being a kid watching those movies. You know, that's a movie I grew
Really?
up on.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Especially RoboCop 2.
RoboCop 2, yes. RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3 were more of what my parents were okay with, but I did sneak in RoboCop 1. I mean, I always wanted to watch it. You know, I know it's rated R.
I'm actually surprised.
But I've seen these two.
I'm actually surprised because I remember in RoboCop 2, they were putting the minds of dead cops into robots, and those robots committing suicide.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
That was dark.
Yeah. But the way that they showed it was like less grotesque as like RoboCop 2 or RoboCop 1, where like they basically I shouldn't necessarily say anything, but the way
Well, that's
that
an old movie. I don't know if we have to worry about spoilers for that old movie.
Okay, true. But basically, like when they, in a sense, blow apart Murphy, in a sense, before he becomes RoboCop, like that was a lot more grotesque than what happened with like number two. So I
Uh,
can see why
yeah,
like
yeah,
parents would
yeah.
be a little bit more leaning
It's
towards,
more
okay,
visceral.
RoboCop 2 is a little bit more better. The themes are darker, but the action's a little lesser in grotesquity,
Yeah.
except for showing the brain in the eyes and a little bit of the brain stem. That's actually always stuck with me.
Oh, definitely.
Like that, and then the kid who's even in the movie, like being like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" It's like, yeah, I can see that scarring a kid. I can definitely see that.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of RoboCop stuff on here. There's like all this stuff called like RoboCop Prime Directives, Meltdown, and Resurrection, and Dark Justice.
Yeah,
Are
Oh,
I
these
think
legit?
they've done like a. I don't think they're like official movies, but I think they're like animations or stuff like that.
no, they
Mm.
were live action parts of the franchise that were corporate made.
So not very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're more spin-offs of RoboCop the TV series.
Interesting. Uh, Look in the chat here. Neostars, they blew Alex Murphy to pieces in the first movie, then they straight up scrapped him in the second one. The monsters.
That is true.
The
I mean, the
monsters.
third one is the one that's very much kid friendly. It's the one
Really?
that
Kid
if
friendly.
you want
Kid
to skip
friendly?
over, yeah, you can go ahead. I wouldn't say like necessarily kid friendly. Like it's not P.
More
I think
like
it's PG
teen.
13. I think it's more
Yeah.
PG 13,
Okay.
but like it is so watered down compared
You
to the
can't have a
first and the second
PG-13
one.
Robo. I mean, yeah, you can't have a PG-13 RoboCop. I wouldn't think.
I don't think I don't. You can't, but they did
I mean,
basically.
you
It's not a
can
smart
do it.
idea, but they did.
Yeah, right. That's like making a PG-13 Deadpool. You can do it, but it's stupid.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Oh yeah,
I mean,
but
this is probably going to be a hot take, but I would
oh
say
yeah,
watch Judge Dredd, both of them. Watch the Sylvester
there's an
Stallone.
original
I
Judge Dredd.
personally,
Yeah,
Oh shit!
Sylvester
yeah,
Stallone.
What?
yeah,
Sylvester
that's the
Stallone's
Sylvester
Judge
Stallone.
Dredd?
And he
Hey,
takes off the
It's
helmet
hey,
too.
it's
I'm Judge Dredd. Hey, what are you doing over there? I'm Judge Dredd.
for me, it's a
Uh,
little corny, but it is kind of like one of those guilty pleasure movies. It's one of those
yeah,
ones that I
okay,
could
yeah.
watch as a kid. Kind of have this little love for it. Same thing with The Shadow with
Nice.
Alec Baldwin. A lot of people are like, the movie's so dumb. I'm
Damn,
like,
dude. I
it
didn't know
is
all these
hella
people did all these
dumb, but
movies, man.
hmm
Alec Baldwin's The Shadow? What?
Yep.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
He was
I
pretty
forgot who
badass
played
back in the
Dick
day, I guess,
Tracy.
huh?
Who did Dick Tracy?
Warren Beatty.
Yeah. And I didn't watch that movie, but I heard it was pretty good. But yeah, Alec Baldwin, The Shadow, and then
Damn.
the second Judge Dredd, which is one I've seen a lot of things for, but I just haven't had the time to watch. Is the one with Carl Urban, and that one is like he is Judge Dredd. He's Judge Dredd. He does a great job at it. And I've only seen things,
Is
and I'm like, I really, really need to see this movie.
isn't that the actor who played the Doctor in the Star Trek reboot?
He was, yeah, and
Hmm.
he was also
Oh, yeah, he's
Aramir
good.
in Lord of the Rings.
He was?
Yep.
He was in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
if you've
don't
seen the
remember
Dune
him.
movie, he was the main character in that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he's a good
he
actor. I like him. He's good.
he does a lot of things that you don't recognize.
Hmm. I
But
mean, it shows on how good of an actor he is for him to be able to do a lot of different things.
yep, and the Dread movie was so wanted to be so accurate to the Judge Dredd franchise. They actually got the artist for the comics to do the storyboards, which they then sold as a comic.
Nice.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I gotta watch more older movies, man. There's so many I've missed and missing from my repertoire. I need
Yeah.
to catch up on.
And Carl Urban is more than willing to play Judge Dredd again.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I wonder if they'll bring
That
him back
yeah,
for another one.
I heard that because it didn't necessarily do as good. I heard it made its money back, but not the marketing portion, as far as I know personally. So they're kind of hesitant about it, but Carl Urban did say he really wants to do another one. He would love to.
Interesting. Well, Lord knows he's not going to be doing any more Star Trek movies, so guess he'll be free
That's
for
up
that.
in the air.
I don't know. The last one was not received very well.
Well,
I think a lot of the actors were kind of done with it, you know.
Well, Carl Urban was going to quit before the third movie because he really did not like Star Trek Into Darkness.
Which is weird. I actually like that one.
He hated what they did to McCoy.
Oh, well, I guess I could see that. That's fair. Yeah.
Carl Urban
I
is such a
watched the
Star
first
Trek
one, but
fanboy.
that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I think I watched the second one, but I don't remember too much.
Carl Urban is such a fan of Star Trek that if you pay close attention to the original series McCoy and his McCoy, they both have the same ring on his finger.
Oh, well. That's pretty detailed. Mm-hmm. Nice little Easter egg there.
Yeah.
That is a nice little Easter egg.
He also made Leonard Nimoy cry because he thought that his old friend came back to life.
Damn, dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he must have really pulled off the demeanor of him. Then, you know.
It's actually really, out of all the actors in those movies, he was the one that really got into it. He's probably he's like Ian McGregor with his Obi-Wan role.
Aren't they still doing Obi-Wan movie or show with him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And guess who's coming back as Darth Vader? My boy.
James Earl Jones.
Christensen. No.
Hayden Christensen's coming back?
Yeah, dude. He's been training, dude. Hell yeah.
Let's hope he's been training up them acting skills. Shit.
The third movie is pretty good. I actually think Revenge of the Sith is a good movie.
Yes, he's not that bad. Yes, because I even watched him afterwards and like Jumper, and I was like, okay, pretty cool. But it just seemed as if especially with the second one, just seemed like he was very disinterested.
He was kind of phoning it in the second one, wasn't he?
In a sense, like, okay, I'm just here for a fatty ass paycheck.
Well, I mean, it's hard to blame. Yeah, I don't know. It says it is what it is. I mean, then you look at the kid who played him, Anakin, as young, and that like ruined his life.
Yeah.
So, it's like, he did not have a great time. So yeah, it's but no, I mean, that's cool. I think it's interesting. I still hate that they'll never forgive him for getting rid of the canon and then using it anyway for their own storylines. But I am excited to see what they can do with a new story with Obi-Wan and Hayden Christensen come back. Should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we could do a whole episode of on that right there, man. But so I think we'll probably go for another 5-10 minutes here as we'll start wrapping up. See if any other one else comes in. Doesn't look any of the Wikid crew's going to come on through here, so we may call it short here, but we'll go for a little bit longer.
I'll be right back for a second.
Yeah, no worries, man. Take your time there. We're going to hold down to fort. Keep it going. Keep your spot warm, as they say. Yeah, man. What do? Yeah, what's up?
Well, I was going to ask, how's Barrels coming along?
Pretty good, dude. I just got a new page back from Barrels from Jeff. He's just finished doing the flashback scenes for the last issue, and
Okay.
he's been doing like kind of an ink wash, so it's like been, I don't know, like kind of like gray tone ink wash on the page, and he's gonna switch back to more of a line art style for the rest of the issue, and so it's gonna be fucking dope, dude. The last issues
Okay.
is one of the, I think it's probably the best thing I've ever written. It hits on all fronts. It brings everything to a conclusion that I've been building up with the past 3 issues. It is a super satisfying ending, if I do say so myself, and has some nice twists and turns there even.
Very
Neo
nice.
says he never finished Barrels. Plenty of time, man. No worries there. Plenty of time to catch up on it. It's a little 4-issue mini series, so it's a pretty quick read. So definitely no worries there, man. But yeah, it's fun. It's you get to go back to like Ellis Island and see what it's like to come into the country for you know what I mean, come into the country for the first time, and so yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It's my first comic I'll be putting to a close.
That's good. That's good. Isn't he besides Project R, it is your first comic, right?
Yeah, that's true. I would say my first professional comic was the one we did together, and then
Oh,
this is the second one. So yeah, my first comic was in kindergarten, but I don't count that as my first professional comic.
Nice.
Yeah, me and my buddy in kindergarten, we used to do Jurassic Park parody comics, and they were ridiculous. I'm sure I still have them. I have them bound. My mom got them bound for me when I was really young, and so I have them somewhere in storage, I think. But
Good.
so I've been writing for a long time. I used to write Resident Evil fan fiction when I was in elementary school. Even though my parents wouldn't even let me play the video games because they were super protective of me, so I don't even know how I could have even done that, but I did it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's funny coming full circle. Like now that I'm working in comics, it's kind of funny. It's like I wonder if I could have predicted that. Like, I mean, my interest in comics back then extending and actually doing something with it. And yeah, no, it's interesting. And so now I've got Barrels, I've got Endemic, I've got upcoming Cyber Trace starting soon with Silex, and yeah, man, it's pretty fun. I love making comics. Looks like we lost Matt.
Yeah, it seems that way.
We're losing everybody left and right, man. My God.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Well.
Yeah, so I guess we could probably start wrapping up here. I think it's about that time after all. But it was good talking to you, man. It was good chatting with y'all. I
Yeah.
appreciate you hanging out and spending some time with us on this Wicked Weekend here. And it's good to honestly, it's good to be back in the swing of things with the podcast. Like I missed like doing these. Like we had a big hiatus for a while, so it's nice to be back on the regular every other week schedule. However, me and Matt have been talking about yeah, really, Matt. Neil goes, Matt, Slippy, Peppy, no.
Well.
But you and I have actually been thinking about doing a new show, kind of like a weekly update show, where we would just talk about what's going on in Wicked and new things for that week. And so it would be less of a free-form chat, long-form show like the Wicked podcast, and more of just a short little thing that we could pop in, and anyone who has updates they want to talk about for 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, it'll just be quick little things, and it'll something that we can be engaging with you guys more. And coming, since the Wicked, the podcast is every other week, this will be something we can actually engage with you guys every week on, and I think could be pretty fun. So look for that coming out soon. We're going to be starting planning that and hopefully come out with that pretty quick. And probably Mondays or Sundays will be probably when it is, but we'll figure it out and let you know. But all right, guys. Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out in the chat with us live. was it? We also had a rare eBay Canal sighting. So that was pretty wild. And for those watching on the replay, we always appreciate that as well. It always helps to get the views up, and any likes or subscribes you get is always appreciated. And hey, Matt, is there anything you wanted to tease out there? Anything you wanted to make people aware of, or any projects like that?
Not at the moment. There's right now just Mechanic Chronicles, where it's going to start up production as soon as the money goes through.
Very nice, man. Well, congratulations again on your success there, man. That was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And for everyone who's out there, the only way to build your brand is to get fulfilled.
Exactly, dude. That is so true, man. And I feel like we're doing way better than we were even just last year with fulfillment. Like, the turnaround for Wikid Books is gotten a lot better. Like, from printer to backer, I feel like is way quicker than it used to be. Partly because of our transition to a new printer, but I just feel like we're really, really on top of things right now. We're fulfilling 3 campaigns, and so we got more books coming out every week. So hopefully everyone will be able to get their books soon. But yeah, no, it's awesome, man. Thank you, Neostar. I appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you to say, and always appreciate the support, man. And awesome, man. Well, I think Matt's jumping on here just so he can say bye with us. And looks like his phone died while he was on. Typical.
That's unfortunate.
Here he is right now. Hey there, man. Did your phone died?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, man.
Still time while I'm doing this.
It's fine. We're wrapping up here. We're pretty much wrapping up here anyway. We were just saying bye and putting that out there. But why don't you guys tell us where we can follow each of you guys online and stuff like that?
Okay. I'll go ahead and go first since my phone's a little bit low.
Yeah.
Follow me at Matt B.
Oh, did we lose him already? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off for him. He was gonna say you can find him on Twitter at MattB_Sulos. That's SULOS, and that's where you can find out all of his stuff there. And of course, you can follow him and I myself at Wikid Publishing, and you can follow me at Nubguy NUBGUI if you want to see whatever stuff I got going on my own personal Twitter. And then Matt Trin, what about you? Where can people follow you online?
You can find me at Matt Trin on Twitter, and where you can find up-to-date information on when I update the campaign.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm sure people will be very excited to see those books coming out soon, and for whatever other projects you got coming on, Mythics 2 at some point down the line, and
Mythics 3 actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you guys, wow, that's crazy, man. You really have put out a lot of stuff already, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, dude. Well, yeah, Mythics 3, dude. That's awesome. Well, yeah, so I'm sure people will be excited to see that coming out and whatever other new projects. I know you have a third project in the work as well. So I'm excited to see more from that from whenever you could be able to share more with everyone.
It will be a lot of fun when it drops.
Oh yeah, man. I have no doubt about that. Well, awesome. Well, thank you again, man, and thank you everyone else. So we will see you guys on a future episode, and be on the lookout for all our other live shows and stuff we got going on, and our new releases. We have a bunch of new books coming out soon from the store, so please go check it out. And of course, if you haven't seen us on our website, go to wikidpublishing.net, and you can learn a little bit more about us and the books that we have on offer. And of course, you can check out our store as always and buy books in print and digital. So we'll see you guys on another episode. Everyone, take care. Bye, folks.
Later, guys.